Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to day 2 of the 30 Days of Learning program. This is the Power Platform track. And before we get started today, I'll be walking you all through what the 30 Days of Learning program is all about. Just to give you an idea for those just joining us for the first time, so you understand how the program is designed. Welcome again, everybody. I'm Jaflet Wamu, and I am a cloud advocate to the Next Generation Experiences team here at Microsoft. The 30 Days of Learning program is designed in such a way that would empower students, the next generation of developers, to be able to build solutions. The goal is to help you all utilize your time to learn important skills, relevant skills, that would help you become part of the future of work. For the next 30 days, we'll be running 3 tracks at the same time. The data analysis with Power BI track, which is also in the Discord server. We have the local development track utilizing Microsoft Power Platform, and the data science and machine learning track, which will utilize Microsoft Azure. Aside learning these amazing things, you also have the opportunity to benefit from sessions that will be held by Microsoft employees, Microsoft most valuable professionals, Microsoft certified trainers, as well as Microsoft Learn student ambassadors and other professionals who are part of this amazing program. Want to also recognize all of those working alongside this, the amazing program managers, social media managers, mentors, as well as Olariwanjo Imboke, Sumilis Diko from South Africa, Bethany Jebchumba from Kenya, and also Liz Stott from the United Kingdom. We put this together to empower you all. At the end of this program, we are sure you would have the necessary skills to be able to grow your career and become professionals, to become developers, to become advocates, utilizing Microsoft technologies to build amazing solutions. You would also have the opportunity to write Microsoft certified exams. For example, for the Power Platform track, when you are part of the Cloud Skills Challenge, you get the opportunity to get a Power Platform Fundamental exam voucher, which give you access to write the Microsoft exam for free. Aside that, you also get the opportunity to participate in competition such as Imagine Cup, which is Microsoft's premier competition for student developers and has lasted for 20 years. You get to be part of it and win amazing prizes, plus a mentorship program with Microsoft CEO and Chairman Satya Nadella. And then you also get to be part of amazing programs and events that are held by Microsoft, such as Microsoft's Build, which was just concluded, and be part of Microsoft's Cloud Skills Challenge. Plus, you also get to have access to a badge that shows that you were part of this program from Microsoft. The entire program is designed in 2 ways. We have the learning phase and the practice phase. First, you will have the opportunity to learn lots of amazing things throughout the program, which we started off last week, and thereafter you get to practicalize all of these things you have learned to build reward solution. If you haven't already, please be sure to register using the link aka.ms/ng30 days of learning. You would be taken to the Imagine Cup website, register for Imagine Cup, and then download the Discord server, join the Discord server. You would automatically be added to the 3 different tracks in the program, but please try as much as possible to select a track that you are comfortable with, that you would love to be part of, and then be active there. Besides these 3 different tracks, which are also in the platform, you also have the opportunity to participate in other channels, which we'll be creating later on, that will give you the opportunity to network and connect with other students within your region and within the community. So thank you very much again, and it's my pleasure once more to welcome you all to the Power Platform track of 30 Days of Learning. I will be passing it on now to our moderator for this session, Chino, and Chino will be introducing our speaker and taking questions at the end.
Okay, hello everyone. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you clearly, Chino.
Okay, thank you so much, Jaflet. I'm Ikwebu Chino, a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. And once again, welcome to day 2 of the Power Platform track. Yesterday, Somelis introduced us to what Power Platform is and how we can use the Power Platform and how we can increase our productivity with the Power Platform. So our topic for today is Introduction to Dataverse and SharePoint. At this point, let me invite our speaker, Toba Gbeleyi.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Toba,
Am I audible? Yeah, am I audible? Good afternoon.
Yes, you are. Yes. Good afternoon.
Let me share my screen. All right, once again, good afternoon, everyone. So today will be, just like it has been said, we'll be looking at the Microsoft introductions of Microsoft Dataverse and SharePoint. So I'll be your trainer today. My name is Toba Gbeleyi once again. So looking at that, Microsoft, starting with the Microsoft SharePoint. Microsoft SharePoint is actually basically a Microsoft technology. It's built on Microsoft 365. I believe every one of us know about Microsoft 365. So it's part of the Office 365 stack. So it's enable you to create sites, share documents and information with colleagues and customers. So SharePoint also is a multi-purpose set of technology that has a tight integration with Office 365, just like I said. So then SharePoint is one of the key digital transformation driver. So I'm going to talk about the features of SharePoint Online, basically. So for SharePoint Online, it's cloud-based. Just like I said, it's sitting on Office 365, so it's cloud-based, so it has the storage in the cloud. So then it's a centralized hub. So once you have with SharePoint site or with SharePoint, you'll be able to create your intranet portal, you'll be able to have all your documents, you'll be able to access a lot of things, resources that you've put into the Office 365, be able to access it in one location. So it allows seamless integration with Office 365 as well, just like I mentioned. So it's a product of Microsoft. So it's designed to work effortlessly with Microsoft 365 suite. So it's also enable you to align with document collaboration. With SharePoint, you'll be able to collaborate real time with your colleagues with SharePoint. So case scenario will be probably you want to collaborate with probably your colleague, your friends in the school on a particular document or a project work. So you can, 2 or more people can do that at the same time. So it's allowed that with SharePoint as a search engine capability. So at a go, whatever you save in your SharePoint, whatever you've sourced, all resources that you've be able to put into the SharePoint Online, you'll be able to have access to it at one click of search. So it has the search engine, and that allow you to get that done. So then SharePoint also makes storage simple. So for individual that subscribe to SharePoint, it allow 1 terabyte storage. So it gives storage, make it simple as well. So then we have you can easily roll back to earlier versions of your documents, version history of documents. So probably you and your colleague, you are collaborating on a particular document. Then that document you are able to, after being collaborated, probably there are mistakes or there is a need for you to go back to the earlier version of that particular document. So it's impressive that SharePoint give you that capability for you to go back to the earlier version, so you can restore that version as well. So like I said, it also integrates with Microsoft Teams. These Teams we are actually using to connect in this meeting. SharePoint gives us that capability to integrate with that as well. You can store and share documents that are related to Teams as well on SharePoint. So looking at that, SharePoint Online, let's call it also a data source. It can serve as a data source because you can collect, it has multiple connector that can connect to it. So you can serve as a data source. So in that regard, I can call it a mini data source because we are still going to Microsoft Dataverse. So it connects. So using this, what we call SharePoint list. So with that list, you'll be able to have multiple external, you can also share it, external resources can connect to it, like your, probably like your, for those that are coming from XQL server and all of that, so you can easily connect to SharePoint using the Power Automate as well. So SharePoint give you that ability to save and securely store your data as well. So if you are using it as a data source, so it serves as data source. I'm going to show us that it I run in this conversation how that's being worked. So SharePoint is also a, apart from the fact that you can build an intranet portal, intranet site that serves as like digital bulletin within an organization, like a student case scenario, probably in the university or in your, even in your class or in your department, you might want to have a digital bulletin, probably an intranet portal that you share within your colleagues, your friends and colleagues, where they get easily get to share information and get access to information. So SharePoint gives us this access. So you can build sites. We are going to build site here in no time with SharePoint, give you that access intranet portal. So then you can easily have access to, yes, just like I said earlier on, document management system is one of the main features of SharePoint. So it helps you to digitize your document. So any document that are being all your undigitized document, like all your document that you archive inside, probably inside any of your storage, your PC, anywhere it is, you can digitize it. You can even scan document and save it there. So it allow you digitize and manage your document. It allow you create some metadata. So in such a way that, and just like I said earlier on, the enterprise search allow you to search for anything as long as it's within the scope of the SharePoint, you'll be able to access that. So then digital asset management, so it allow you to also do that. So then it's also allow you to easily secure data as well. So then looking at the intranet portal, let me give us another use case, an intranet landing page, things that you can be able to get from there. You can create just like what you have right now on screen. You'll be able to create things like this, and it's also mobile friendly. So you have the, if you download SharePoint on your mobile, you'll be able to have access to this the same way we're having it like this. So if you have, you can create anything. This for human resources, this is a site that has been created. We have different sites, a lot of them. So then we have an intranet. So you can use it to create, use case can be an intranet landing page to communicate site templates or to communicate within organization or wide events, announcements, whether common links, a lot of them like that. So you'll be able to do that using SharePoint. So apart from company events, even your Christmas party, things like that can easily be communicated using SharePoint. So then, just like I said, it's departmental employee. Apart from employee in an organization, in your school as well, department, you'll be able to use SharePoint to share documents, to download documents, and collaborate among students and all of that. Save your reports and get easy access to all them as long as you are anytime, anywhere. So that's why we said it's cloud-based solution. So all these updates, status update, version history, there are things you'll be able to access using the SharePoint as an intranet portal. So even for organization scenario, you can they can create a new product launch and be able to inform every member of the organization to get updated about the news of the new things that are going on within the organization. So this SharePoint gives you that capability. Yes. So just like I said, is meant some people see it as actually a document management system, because with SharePoint document library, you'll be able to perform all these operations that you have right now on screen. So it's designed to not just to collaborate alone, for internet breeding tool. Yes, so it's provision a secure place to store and organize and share and access your information. So be able to have all of that. So like any document type, whatever document type, I think about more than 2,000 file extension is accepted by SharePoint. So you'll be able to scan your documents, email, all these, your any extension. Just think about it. SharePoint accepts all of that. So you'll be able to, if you capture it, either way you want to use to capture all your documents, like probably your cloud on-premise, your Office 365, your web, your mail, you have any integration app that you are integrating with SharePoint. So it gives you this capability to capture those that you want to scan the document in, or you want to save it on the web. So it gives you this capability to do that. So it allows you to capture and digitize those documents. Then it allows you to store and manage it. Aside from the fact that you are storing it, you'll be able to search at a click, whatever you store there, you'll be able to get it. So then you'll be able to classify it. You can even run workflows and approval on document that you have saved within the scope of the SharePoint. So it's give you all this capability. So aside from that, then you can also share. It gives you access to share. Even you can, not just people within the intranet, you can even share externally as well. So it gives you that capability. If you are sharing using an integration purpose, probably you want to integrate something with it to share probably what you stored within the SharePoint, you want to share it out into another storage system, another probably enterprise application, another of the shell application, you'll be able to store that. So, or you want to share it with your mobile phone, online portals, reports, you want to get those reports about things that are happening within the scope of what you stored in SharePoint, you'll be able to have access to all of this. So I'm going to dive straight to Microsoft Dataverse. So looking at Microsoft Dataverse is also a cloud storage, just like SharePoint, just like SQL Server, just like Oracle that you know. So Microsoft Dataverse is a cloud storage. It helps you to manage and easily secure your data, your file. So it's an advanced storage because it gives more capability that you have in SQL. You see that I do mention that when I was talking about SharePoint. SharePoint is also a storage, or you can integrate, you can build app using SharePoint, Power Apps, and all of that using SharePoint. But then Microsoft Dataverse is an advanced storage with capability, or think about anything that SQL, probably for those that are coming from that angle, SQL, you are a programmer, you've been using MySQL, PHP server, all of that. So this Dataverse will give you that capability to do all of that. So it's the underlying connector that connects Power Apps, all the Power Platform stack. You might have been hearing about Power Automate, Power BI, Virtual Agent from the introduction day. So even from yesterday, when you were introduced to Microsoft Power Platform. So if you have been hearing about Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, this is where what connects all of them. So you'll be able to store and securely store your data using the Dataverse. So moving down the line, Dataverse allows you to securely store. Aside from that, manage your data using Power Apps. You can build your standard and custom table with rich metadata with Dataverse. You can be able to, it gives you that capability. You can build your Power Apps and automate workflow, just like you have on SharePoint, using Dataverse as well. So it's against data store in Dataverse. So you can also have a business rule, validations, and it's role-based security. So it has a role-based security, even up to the column level. So you can, it's secured and it's secured. So you can add validation to whatever you are doing. So it's easy and you can dive into it anytime. So then Let me give you some components or features of what you see using Dataverse. Dataverse allows standard table. For those that understand what standard table is, standard table are tables that exist within as you are creating your table, your SQL. Like for those that are coming from SQL database, you know some of the standard table that comes with it, like account and all of that. You don't need to start coming to create all of that again. So you just get to create it, give you those assets like account table, like email table. You are not the one to create all of that anymore, like phone number, all of that. So you have access to all of this, which will have been produced for you. So we have all those standard tables across, and all these concepts, you can use it across all variety of business domain, even in schools and everywhere you find yourself. So it's give ability, yes, to extend the standard entities by adding some custom columns as well. So you can add your own custom columns and tables in the and even add some relationships to those tables within the scope of the Dataverse. So it supports all case scenarios of application. So then you can even create a calculated or rule-of field, to provide a consistent calculation across your app. So you know there are some fields probably you want it to be calculated. You want it to depend on another field like date time field. So you want those dates to be calculated. So you can get those rule up and calculated field using Dataverse as well. So you can even define your business rule and validation to ensure you have a data quality using Dataverse as well. So you can easily import, synchronize your data using our Power Query. Yes. So if you are familiar with Power Query or with Power BI, so you've been using that before, or probably we are still going into that, or you have an idea of it, you can easily import and synchronize your data using that. So with the Dataverse. So then it's the security model, just like I said, the last time, provide a row level security, even so you have it even up to column level. So if you don't have a row, if you are not giving permission to see something, you might not be able to see it. So you can customize that and you can define that. So one good thing about Dataverse is you don't need to be a pro developer before you be able to work with it and create all these security roles and all. So then the production ready, there's also a production ready for pro developers as well that use API. So you can integrate your API using Dataverse. You can access it anywhere and anytime. So you can integrate so your APIs using the Dataverse as well. So you can integrate anything, your SQL, your data source, any of your data source out there, Excel, Access, for those that are coming from Access, for those that are coming for all data, Azure database, you'll be able to integrate all of this using Dataverse. So going forward, just like I said earlier on, Dataverse is what unify all the high-end productivity application, like it's works seamlessly. It's Handshake with Dynamics 365. For those that know what Dynamics 365 is, we'll be going forward. You'll be learning that as well. So probably then you'll be able to handshake with customized Office 365, like your SharePoint form, and so it handshake with that as well. So a standalone model-driven application. You can even with Dataverse, you'll be able to create a standalone model-driven application. If you can with Dataverse, you can also create a standalone Canvas application, just like you have on SharePoint. So independent software vendors like ISV applications can also integrate with Dataverse. So you can get all your app module designer. So in no time, with form designer, view designer, dashboard designer, Canvas Studio, you'll be able to create your form, you'll be able to create your views, you'll be able to create your Canvas application, you'll be able to design your dashboard using a real-time dashboard using Dataverse. You can even create your automate your workflow, business process flow using this with any common scenario. So it's actually integrate with all of this, unify everything together. So let's talk about the Dataverse details, which securely store and manage your data. So it's model your real world data with tables, and any data you are looking at, it's help you model it with the tables and relationships. So it help you implement the common data model. So it's just like I said last time, it's a role-based security down to the column level. So you have your logic and validation at the data level. So everything the capabilities, these are the capabilities of Dataverse. So looking at that, we'll talk about the common data model, the CDM, which is the standard extendable collection of schemas and entities. So it represents all the business concepts that you might want to, or semantics that you might be familiar with before now. So you can, it's this CDM give you access for all of that. So with the open source at github.com/Microsoft CDM, you'll be able to have access, just like you have access to Microsoft Dataverse, and you'll be able to integrate anything with it. So going forward, I'm going to show us some demo session for us to know how we can access that from our Office 365. I believe we all have been familiar with Office 365 right from the beginning. So I'm just going to dive into that brief demo session for us to get how you'll be able to access SharePoint, both SharePoint and Dataverse. All right, just a moment. So I believe most of us, and or those that are just joining, you'll be able to get familiar with this this interface that is right now on screen. This is an Office 365 interface. For those that are just joining, if you are once you register and you're done with your registration, you'll be able to have access to something like this in your dev environment, developer environment. So once you log in, you sign in. After you create your dev environment, this is what you be able to see. Might not be as robust as this, but you see, because this has always been in use. So you'll be able to see this kind of environment with all these applications. So if you click on this icon at the top here, you see the list of apps that exist within the Microsoft Office 365. So if I click on all apps, this gives us views where you'll be able to access all apps that exist. So like you have your admin as an admin, if you're administrator of the account, you'll be able to see all of that, the forms, the Excel, so the planner and all of that. So for those of us that are familiar with this earlier on, so I'm going to for us to look at it. So we have the SharePoint. This is the SharePoint I was speaking to the last time. Once you select it, you'll be able to do one or two things, just like what I've been mentioning earlier on. Then for Dataverse, you need to go into Power Platform for you to have access to Dataverse. So I'm going to start with the SharePoint. Let me click on that, select that, then we'll be able to see how SharePoint work. Yeah, just a moment, please. Yes, so if you have been the type that has created some sites probably in the past, or you have access to some sites, you'll be able to see all of these that I'm seeing right now. So you'll be able to see that these are the sites I've built in the previous, that I've been able to build using SharePoint. So in the previous, so you have access to all of this. So then for you to, you see something like create site, if you don't have access to all of this, so you have access to create your own site. You'll be able to create your own site. So I'm going to do that right now for us to see how easy it is. And I'm going to show us the SharePoint list that we can use to easily integrate with, we can use as our storage. So I'm going to create a site right away. Just a moment, network. So yes, so on SharePoint, we have two types of sites that you can create. So for you as a student, or yes, so you can easily create a team site where you'll be able to work within your colleagues and collaborate within your team. So probably you have different team within your department. So you can create a team site for that, and you people will be able to have access to it and work, collaborate on it. Then we have the communication site. This communication site is what I meant by the intranet portal the last time. So where you'll be able to provide information within the department as well. You'll be able to share information, announcements, and different things that you want to share, news. So I'm going to create a communication site for us to see how it works. Then let me just name the site name 30 days of learning. Yes, automatically, as you can see, you don't need to start looking for a domain or anything. So it automatically create the site for you. So then it automatically give you a domain for that. So it's telling me that the site is available, readily available. It's automatically create that. So if I click on finish now, you can select the language of your choice wherever you are looking at. So if I click on finish, you'll be able to see the site, automatically create the site for me. So as you can see, this is a site so that I've been able to create. So I can customize this anywhere I want. So we also have templates within the SharePoint scope, which you can create. So looking at this, if I click on browse templates, you have template that speaks to different things that you can simulate. We have template for crisis management. For those that are looking at just departments, you can simulate this as a template. Leadership connection, learning central, if you want to simulate this. So you have access to this. If you have the Office 365, you'll be able to open this and get this done as well. So you have volunteer center, anyone you want. So let me just pick the learning center. Looks nice to me. So let me select that as a template. So it automatically, once I select this as a template I'm looking at, I'll validate the confirmation for me to use the template. So it will apply the template and I will be able to access that. You will see that it will change the site for me immediately. So as you can see, it automatically change the site for me. So I can customize this whenever I want. So I can customize it and put news here, upcoming events to share within the department, mission. You can edit all of these. All these are something. So it's also giving you the steps for you to customize your site. If you want to do all of that, you'll be able to get this post news, change the look. If you want to change the look and feel, you want to add a logo, you'll be able to do this as well using the SharePoint. So if you are doing that, you can look at the site content and this, you'll be able to get that. So then I'm going to speak about the SharePoint list for you to, okay, let's talk about customizing this page. If you want to customize this page, all you need to do is to click on edit, then you'll be able to do that. So you can see as I click on edit, it's giving me different edit scenario for me to add. So if I want to add more things to this section, I can select that and create it and add YouTube, whatever I want to add. So I can add that, give me access to add this to different web parts to the SharePoint site. So also give me the room to be able to, once I'm done with the customization, you can even start from blank, you can do that. So as you are going in this learning course, you'll be able to design and create your own learning path as well. So just try and play around with it. So because of our time, let me just republish this. You can even schedule the launch. So I'm going to republish this site after being edited. So you get a published site. So you can share the site within those people you want to have access to it. So then, just like I said, the permission level as well, you can share it for those who have control. So if you are adding an email of someone to it, so that you want to share the site with, you give them the right permission you want them. Some people, if you just want them to be able to view it, you give them that permission. If you want them to be able to edit the site, to collaborate with you on the site, you give them that permission and all of that. So let me go to one of the key things. So we have the site content. Let me select that. Or probably don't let me go into that now. Let me just, if you want to add a SharePoint list, so I want to speak about the SharePoint list, which is one of the primary resources for our what I was mentioning about the storage. So we have the list here, then we have the document library, which we can also create. So this document library allow us to manage all our documents. So we can structure it and create it and get things done. You can create a page, a new page. You can add a new post, add a new link using this our new functionality that we have here. So if I create I'm going to start with a list that I'm going to create. So it gives me some templates that which I can pick from. I'm trying to create a list. So if your list is going to speak to any of these template that we have here, you can easily create a list and get that done. So like issue tracker, employee onboarding. Let me just select the issue tracker. So you can even create from an Excel. You can create a list. So this automatically give you issue description and all of that. So if you are looking at this now, this is giving us the detailed report. So automatically, if you look at this, so it speaks to the title of the issue, the description of the issue, the priority of the issue. So we can build up around this as well that will populate what we have here. So you can do this as well, build a form. You can even create a form around this. So it integrates with Microsoft Form, Microsoft Power Apps, so which you'll be looking later on or in the course of this training. So give us the status, who is this assigned to. So if I use this template, I'll be able to have access to all of this. So it gives me that I can put a description to it and I can create it just like what we have right now. So as you can see, it automatically gives me this. So if I'm creating from blank, probably I just create a blank one. I'll be the one to add my my columns and my columns to it. So and their description. So look at this. So it give you functionality for those that knows data type. So you'll be able to get all these data types: single line of text, multiple line, location number. So if you're adding a new column, it will allow you to select the data type. If it's going to be a lookup or into another column, you'll be able to add that. So and more. So if it's going to be a choice column, probably something of choice that you want to pick. If it's going to be a date time, so you'll be able to select those data type and you'll be able to create the new column and get that done. So this issue description, you can even get the column settings and get the details. So if I click on, you can rename it from here if you want to rename it. So you can format it the way you want. So you can add more columns and get that done using this. So I'm not, so for I think, let me just create another need. So if you want to add data to this now, all you just need to do is to, aside from the fact that you can create form, or you can create a form to integrate with this, you can create a Power Apps with this. So you can use this as a, so if you click on new items, you'll be able to add values, add data into this SharePoint list using this. So it's a storage for apps and it's a storage, a secure storage. So if you don't have access to this site, you won't be able to have access to this storage. So it's those whom you give access to that have access to this storage basically. So let me just go back to the 30 days of learning page. So I also want to create a document library for us to see how that is being done. So if I want to do this, I can create my library SharePoint. SharePoint. Yeah, so I can call it SharePoint learning. Or I can add the description to it if I like. So if I don't like, if you want it to show in this navigation, you can check this. If you don't want it, you can check this as well. So the one I created, the issue tracker, you can see it here. So I'm going to create this as well. I want it to be at the top navigation. So this is the SharePoint learning. If you can see, this is a library. So I can upload documents into this library and it will give me details about the document. So looking at this, so if I'm doing this, let me just add a document. Let me upload a file into this library. I can drag and drop. So just like I said, any extension you are looking at, you can easily do that and add it to this SharePoint. As you can see, immediately it added it to it. So I can structure it. I can create a folder for my SharePoint and structure it based on the way I want the files I want to store into it to be. So I can do that. So I can create Word documents directly online I save it into SharePoint as well. PowerPoint presentation, OneNote, visual drawing. So I can do all of this. I can even add a template and get that done using this document library. So we can create as many document library we want. We can create that. So let me just speak to the site content. So here you will be able to see all the list of things that are in your SharePoint. This is the library I just created, SharePoint Learning. So I'll be able to see that there are some pre-built library that comes with it. So like the courses and all of that. So we'll be able to see all of that. So you can play around all of this later on. This is where all your events are being stored. So if you create an event, and you can create a new event list here as well. So this is the issue tracker I created the last time. So you'll be able to see all your site pages. You'll be able to manage and easily manage them here right from this site content. So I think a lot of SharePoint. Let me speak to Dataverse as well before we wrap up this session. So yes, so going into Dataverse, let me select the Power Platform. It's easy. Power Apps. It's easy using that. So if I select that, it's going to open this for me. So for you to have access to this, if you click on make.powerapps.com as well, as long as you are logging in your Office 365, make.powerapps.com, you'll be able to access this as well. So this is how you can easily build fast application using this. Well, that's not where we are going this evening. So this is where we are going, the Dataverse part of it. So with this Dataverse, you'll be able to see your tables, and these are the tables, standard tables that exist within the Dataverse, just like I said the other time. So you can have the custom table here as well. So these are the Dataverse standard table that I mentioned the last time. So the address is a standard table, the AATS account. So all of these are standard tables that you have here. So you can leverage on all these standard tables, approvals, check inspection. So you can leverage on all these standard tables to add some relationship with your own tables to create your own custom tables as well. So these are custom tables, so which you'll be able to have access to all the custom tables that you're able to create. So you can easily search, you can easily manage it. So if I click on new tables now, I'll be able to create a table, a custom table of my choice. So I'll be able to put a name to the table. So I'll be able to put a plural name. If I want to create a table just like the issue tracker I did the last time, so I'll be able to create that. It's automatically issue tracker. So we'll be able to get that done. Then if I want it to have attachment, so I can even set some advanced option here to get it done. So to make it leverage, so you'll be able to do that. So I'm creating this table just for the purpose of this. So if you want to set up SharePoint document management, you want it to integrate with this Dataverse, you can select this OneNote integration. So you can have all this selection here and have a high level of it. So if I save this table issue tracker, you'll be able to have access to it right in your phone. So I'll be able to create my columns and select their data type as well. So alongside with the data type that have been selected. So using that table. So table, for those that are coming from SQL, table is what we call like entities in SQL and other database types. So for us that are familiar with entities, so this table are what we call entities. So inside your entities, you have your columns and that you'll be able to create within them. So it's still saving. I don't know why the network or something. So it's still, the table is still trying to save. Let me just speak to some other things why the tables get saved. So we have the choices as well, which we have some standard choices, and we have some choices that we can create, like that you can leverage on as a column within your table, within your entity. So you can create that as well using the SharePoint. So as you can see, my issue tracker table has been created. So I can see the list of, if I click on, so you see more columns that has been created within the scope of, so if I want to create new column, so I can easily create that using this. So I can easily create new column using that column. So I can create more columns. So you can have a data type here. So select the data type I'm looking at. So what I'm expecting, if it's going to be a choice, I can select a choice. It's going to be a yes or no. It's going to be a currency. I can have all of this. So we have all this capability within the scope of the Dataverse. So let me just take this up because of our time. Let me speak about the choices as well. So the choices are things that we have here as well. So you can see all of the choices that has been created here. So if your column speaks to choices, you can select any of this. If it speaks to approval, so if you have all these approval here earlier on, you'll be able to select those choices. These are the custom ones that has been created alongside with the standard choices that we have here. So it's automatically picked from those choices. So like I said, they are easily reusable, whatever you create within this scope. So I think from this end, and I can easily we can call off and said the lesson. So if I can start taking questions from here for those that have some questions. So give it to hand over to for the question and answer session. Thank you so much.